Hey guys, it's Bane here, back again with another IE review. So it's actually it's not been a while for me. It's been a while to do an IE review. I think it's been like 3, 4, 5 days or something, but I had enough videos to sort of go through and upload. But today we're doing something on stream. Another review, going down that list, trying to get through that backlog. For the most part, I have been streaming. Hey guys, it's Main here. You forgot to say hi, YouTube. Hi, YouTube. Sorry for that. Thank you, Nightmare. But today we're doing another stream on review, trying to get through that backlog. I typically do some of the reviews on stream. I do some of them off stream as well, to try to get through that as well. Just FYI, tomorrow, rather the day this video goes live, I will be streaming. So tomorrow, April 10, I will be going live on Twitch. So feel free to join the Discord, follow me on Twitch. You'll get that notification. We'll be doing a bunch of IE reviews tomorrow to help reduce that backlog, catch up, get some people the help that they deserve. But as always, if I'm not able to help you directly through an IE review in the next few days, few weeks, etc., feel free to join the Discord. There's a bunch of resources here. There's a tips and tricks section you can look at, forums, guides, all this stuff. You can see the pinned comments for like the guide sheet, tower defense. Neoshi's had some wonderful stuff. I think he's here in chat. Neoshi, you've been a great help in the tips and tricks. So real big shout out to you. I really appreciate it. As well as Tony, I think Tony. Yeah, Tony was the one who helped out a lot as well with some of the farming strats and stuff. So everyone's been pretty helpful. There's also a pet picture section. We got dogs, we got lizards, we got more dogs, we got cats. I believe there's snakes up there. So really appreciate that. Good community interaction. If you guys want to post your pets in there, really good adrenaline, or not adrenaline, dopamine boost. So thanks to the community. There's also welcome channel, off topic, Idleon chat, that kind of stuff. So feel free to join there, ask any questions you have. They pretty much everyone there's pretty helpful. Yeah, seeing pets is really good. Anyways, let's actually head into the person we're reviewing today, and let's stop talking about the Discord. Today we have Shapoka. Shapoka looks like he's in World 6, if I'm not mistaken. He has all the characters unlocked and sneaking. Where is he actually in World 6? Looks like he is up to Leak Spirit, so he's probably locked on that. Probably missing some damage, I imagine, or he stopped to focus more so on skilling. Yes, keys are something you should probably work on. Unlock those, get all those in your character. Someone commented recently on the video as well as in Discord, maybe don't do the first key quest because you can green stack the bones that this quest gives you. So depending on who you have completed this quest on, that's something you may want to do. So you haven't done it on your ES, so get this quest and just like green stack the bones. If you want to finish that, get one more green stack for the Equinox stream. But generally, you should unlock the rest of your keys, get some key generation, and just be able to get extra Cheeseor keys, E-Funk keys, just to help you farm gems if you do want to eventually do that. But also some of the obols, some of the capes, the scarves, obviously are really important from these bosses. So don't neglect that. Those keys are a little bit of a minor thing, but definitely helps you with your account. Looking at your characters, you're roughly around level 400 or so, 400 plus. Looks like you're a 2 V-Man account. Definitely off meta. I wouldn't generally recommend this if you're watching, wondering what you should be doing with your account. Don't recommend 2 V-Men. I don't know if it's been bug fixed, but I believe the left hand of action, or left hand of skilling, right hand of action, they have a negative interaction with each other, as far as I know, where I used to be where the 2 V-Men don't get the bonuses for skill EXP, or don't give the bonuses for skill EXP or efficiency if you had 2 V-Men. I don't know if that's been fixed or not, but I generally recommend staying away from 2 V-Men because they're 2 support classes. Their talents don't necessarily stack. It's better to have other classes. That way you can have higher prints, more atom generation, which we'll get into. I imagine that's something you want to focus on. So let's talk about, stop talking about the classes and actually move into your general account. So gear's looking pretty good. Pretty much everyone's in Molten Kruk. We have a Cheeseor boots. Your tools are looking about luster minimum. Oh, you have a platinum thing there. So definitely get on the grind for your tools. Try to get them up to Dreadlow, Starfire, around that range. Your splicers as well. See some of your characters on World 1, World 2 splicers. Try to get World 3 splicers minimum. World 4 is going to be expensive, obviously, because it takes a lot of batteries, but World 3 is definitely a good stopping point. Luciferian skulls, or rather Dreadnought skulls, are really good because they give you total damage in all stats. If you want to start upgrading your tools into that, imagine if your Null Assault locks, might be a little bit difficult for you, but if you are able to upgrade your skulls there as well. Additionally, try to upgrade your traps. You're missing out on extra traps per day. So the Royal traps, I believe, is where you want to hit. That way you get 8 total traps. So upgrade your traps, get extra critters per day. really helps you with your account. Also, the V-Man talent here, Species Epoch, is extremely important. Gives you a bunch of critters and souls, which depends on the trapping and worship level of your V-Man. So always put nature traps on your V-Man, level up their skills as much as possible in trapping and worship, and use the transfusion talent to get you a bunch of skill EXP. So when you do worship, use all your charge on your highest EXP totem thing. That way you're able to level up worship. This will feed into Species Epoch, getting you a bunch of critters and souls. That way you can green stack them. You can level up the vials and critters later. Really, really important talent. Definitely try to do that if you can. Let's go. Instead of going from World 1 to World 6, let's go and talk about worship. Looks like you're actually leveling things pretty equally among all your characters. Your V-Man here is the highest here. Looks like you're pushing them in both of them, so really, really good job. Really, it looks like you're following the right meta, so nothing to complain about here. Generally, I highly recommend or highly advise against using Charge Siphon, but definitely get higher skulls in your character. It gives you more worship charge rate, that we're able to level up worship, or use more charge to level up worship on your characters. If you want to know what your best EXP per charge would be, it's actually Clash of Clans here. Gives you Clash of Cans, sorry. Gives you a bunch of EXP per charge. So every single one charge you use on this worship gives you 1,630 EXP. I don't believe this is including worship, efficiency, or bonus or anything. Actually, no, it doesn't matter. But if you use it, all of your charge on Clash of Clans gives you the most EXP. So definitely use it here. It'll help supercharge your EXP rate for those characters. As well, if you want, you could try to snapshot the traps here with Unending Energy, with the other thing, Balance of Proficiency. Leveling this up as well is extremely good for getting more EXP on your Maestro. Just remember, if you're using Unending Energy, take it off. You don't want to be caught using like a 12-hour candy and it limits you to 10 hours. Unending Energy is just a bad prayer, but if you're snapshotting EXP, really good way to do that. Adds a bunch of extra skill EXP, so definitely add that. Get some extra EXP on your Maestros if you're your V-Men if you want to level up traps and worship and so on. Okay, now let's go through the worlds kind of in order. So stamps. Stamp level is almost 9,000. You're doing pretty good. You're what we'd consider a mid gamer in our Discord now. We have a role, by the way. Shout out to the Discord. We have a role for mid gamers. Shout outs. Give me a hello in chat if you're a mid gamer and you have that role. Also, thanks Ugamesh for the follow. Back to stamps. If you want, I really recommend getting your stamps up to level 10,000. Getting level 10,000 stamps is really good. You obviously have the Rift bonus, I imagine, to get Gilded Stamp every single day, so that gets you a guaranteed 95% cost reduction. So getting a Gilded Stamp every day will help you flesh out your stamp level. The biggest things for you to focus on, obviously, are going to be multi-tool stamp. I'd recommend using the Rucksack Prayer in addition to hydrogen, atom reduction, and the Gilded Stamp to help reduce the cost of this, but also using Rucksack means you can carry more stuff. So if you do that in combination with using or trying to upgrade this with your Atom discount and Gilded Stamp, it'd make it a lot easier to upgrade this to 180, 190, 200. Upgrading your multi-tool stamp is extremely important for getting you cooking efficiency, but generally all around skilling efficiency for your account. Highly recommend trying to upgrade this as much as you possibly can. Like level 200 should be a goal for you. It may or may not be feasible, but try to aim for that in like next few weeks, months. It'll take you a little bit to get there, but definitely something you want to keep in the back of your mind. Okay, moving on to the other stuff. Other stamps you want to focus on: Golden Apple Stamp, Crystalline Stamp. Obviously, those are really good, especially with World 6 and the the Beanstalk. Golden Apple Stamp is really good for boosting the effect of that Beanstalk as well as on the golden food that you do have equipped. Also, quick tirade. Quick tangent there. If you do have something green stacked or rather gilded, what do you call it? Put on the Beanstalk, you can also put that gold food on your character so you get double the bonuses. So say you have 110k gold food on the golden Beanstalk and you have 110k golden food on your character. You don't have the benefit of 220,000, rather it's two separate 110,000 stacks, which if you know the scaling of golden food, it's very different. Because golden food scales very diminishingly if you have 220,000 on your character, but it considers it two separate 110,000 stacks. So for me, number is going to be a little bit higher here because it's only 50k. But if I had the same amount on the Beanstalk, I'd be getting 65% times 2 all stat on my character, which is insane. So definitely try to put gold food on your on the Beanstalk as well as your character to help juice out your all stat percent, your AFK gains, all that kind of stuff. So Golden Apple Stamp's a really good way to increase your character's stat, damage, AFK gain, accuracy, shrine level up rate. There's a bunch of stuff that golden food affects. It's really, really important to upgrade. So farm out golden witches, use your hydrogen reduction or gilded stamp to upgrade this as much as you can. Also helps you flush out some levels. If you want to boost out some levels, potion stamp is something really easy to do. Speed pots give you a bunch of damage as well. Quest and stamp is something really easy. You can level up if you want more stamp levels. I think gives you like 10 free levels for slime sludge. It's really, really easy to print if you are able to do that on your V-Man. Mason jar stamp's also really good. It does take glass shards, so kind of but definitely something you can max out if you want to get more carrying capacity for your items, which, by the way, it does feed into leveling up your stamps, because obviously you get more carrying capacity, which means you'll be able to fit more dust motes in your account, which means you're able to upgrade multi-tool stamp more, or sand shark more, or there's a bunch of stuff that carrying capacity really helps out with. Again, I'll harp on stamps every single day. Stamps are one of the best upgrades for your account, because it gets multiplied by some of the later bonuses. It gets multiplied by lab, it gets multiplied by sneaking with a pristine charm. So, and not to mention the stats that you get from the stamps in the combat section also are base stats, so they get multiplied by all stat percent, which this also scales. And you have the all stat percent from the golden trees witches from World 5 and the beanstalk. So, there's a bunch of, you get a bunch of damage and accuracy, and it solves all your problems. So upgrading stats here helps out your account in so many different ways, not only damage, but also skilling efficiency. Okay, move on from stamps. Let's actually look at Anvil. You have all the points here. Great. Alchemy. You have all the World 6 bubbles unlocked. You have some of them at 90% capacity. It looks like your current focus is on skilling, which I agree is something you really want to focus on right now. Looking at your Atom Collider, Boron is not level 20, so this is going to be your big focus, as is just about everyone in World 6. Pretty much as you enter World 6, your big focus should switch immediately over to skilling, because if you aren't focused on Atom Collider and you don't have Boron level 20, you're missing out so much in progressing your account. Boron level 20 is everything, because it gives you a ton of alchemy levels, which increases your damage, which increases your skilling efficiency, which feeds back into Atom Collider. Atom Collider, if you're able to upgrade it with Boron, gives you more damage and alchemy. You can upgrade things like Power of Try-One, Maddie Stafford, you can upgrade Mage's Best, Archer or Bust, Warrior's Rule, Severe or Purple, Molta Orange. There's a bunch of things you can do here to increase your stats, increase your damage, increase your skilling efficiency. Alchemy is by far one of the best scalers for everything in the game. It's all around one of the best things you can do to increase your account. That and cooking. Cooking is also extremely important, and going back to alchemy, cooking can be scaled incredibly fast with Diamond Chef. So I imagine we'll take a look at your cooking to see exactly where it is, but Diamond Chef is at level 137. It looks like you've already started to use atoms on this, which is perfect. Every single level that you do, since it's kind of early, you don't have that many levels in Diamond Chef, that massively increases your meal cooking speed. So as you get more diamond plates, it'll multiply the meal cooking speed that you get. As you level up Diamond Chef, it'll further multiply it. This, combined with Blood Marrow, combined with the stamps, combined with Fluoride and Atom Collider, are huge bonuses to meal cooking speed. And if you want to get to the ease of cooking speed, which you are here right now, if you want to get to like E40, E50, E60 meal cooking speed, the best way to do that is leveling up Atom Collider, is leveling up, getting max talent levels and upgrading Blood Marrow from V-Man, and using atoms on Diamond Chef to upgrade your meal cooking speed through level 11 plates. All those combined give you a ton of bonuses. Cooking as well gives you huge account bonuses across your across everything. It gives you pet damage, it gives you base defense, total damage. Skill efficiency is a huge one. Their breedability in the fence yard, critters per traps, tower defense points, gaming EXP, gaming bits, sailing speed. There's a bunch here that cooking provides, and you're able to scale it so high if you do have high levels of Diamond Chef. So going back to alchemy, alchemy is one of the best things for your account. So getting Boron to level 20, and it's why I really recommend focusing on skilling, is extremely important for your account, because it not only affects skilling, it affects damage, it affects cooking, it affects sneaking eventually, it affects summoning, it affects every single skill in the game. It's extremely important, and the longer you neglect it, the worse your account's going to be. So let this be a lesson to anyone out there who's ignoring alchemy. Don't do it. It impacts your account in such a severe way, and if you're struggling with progression, I guarantee you alchemy or stamps are one of the reasons why. Okay, on the vials. Looks like you're starting that level 13 vial grind. Looks like you have some of the skilling ones done. You don't have other important ones done that I'd recommend really trying to do. So you have some monster materials you can still get to level 13. The easiest one here is going to be board beans. I'd recommend using a V-Man speedrun to try to get a high print of the monster materials and get this vial to level 13. The more vials you have at level 13, the better it'll be, because it'll boost the sort of bonuses that Skinny Ocal gives you. It gives increases the bonus for liquid regen rate, more print sample rate, more construction inventory speed, construction EXP gain, talent library checkout speed, fishing efficiency, chopping, mining, catching, all this stuff. Vials give you a lot for your accounts. Every vial you get up to level 13 is going to be extremely important. Also, since I imagine you're kind of on the Onyx statue grind, getting Skinny Ocal up to level up to about getting level like 27 level 13 vials is going to be extremely important, because once you hit level 27, I believe that's the capacity for getting 100% statue deposit double. So once you hit that, you're able to deposit statues kind of willy-nilly and get double the bonuses. Other thing I want to talk about real quick, Statue EXP is also a really good one. So if you're focusing on statues, trying to get this to a point where you can atom it and getting it up to 90% would be really good. Help get you a little bit extra bonuses for statue deposit as well. So I recommend right now, when you finish the quest in World 4 for the Kachow and Skill XP statues, save your Kachow statues, get them to Onyx first, and then once you have everything Onyx and you have 100% in Skinny Ocal, and you have Statue EXP up at 90%, deposit all your Kachow statues. You'll get a shit ton of crit damage. It'll really help your active damage and pushing, like killing bosses and stuff, really help your account overall. But yeah, getting Skinny Ocal up to 100% is an extremely important goal for you right now. Apart from that, just generally pushing vials, trying to get them to level 13 is going to be extremely important. So try to get some of the easier ones like the monster materials. Do a V-Man speedrun, print these, create like a checklist of the ones that your V-Man starts printing them. So board beans, goblin ears, bullfrog horns, monster teeth from mimics, floof ploof, whatever these are called. Getting that up to 13, that'll be really easy. Also, you're able to push into World 3 to the mammoths or the snowball, the snowball guys. Getting those as well just gives you fishing efficiency as print sample rate. Print sample rate may be less important. I imagine you're probably hitting 90% print sample rate, but just this helps out as well. Also, it's an easy one to get to level 13. Okay, Refinery. I think you're off balance here, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have the Refinery chart pulled up. I think this is probably heading outside of that. Yeah, I believe you're off balance because the last one on the like early Refinery chart's like 21-12. So I imagine you're probably off balance. So I'd highly recommend. Oop, Baba Yaga's going up real quick. Highly recommend looking at Idleon Toolbox. It does have a great resource for maintaining infinite salt generation. So I imagine you're probably going to be running out of red salts if you leave orange to be auto refine or keep upgrading. So double check Idleon Toolbox. Make sure you're not in the orange, and just double check that you're able to infinitely produce red salts, so on and so forth. But always never auto refine red salts, never auto refine green salts. Keep these at 0%. Always want to level these up as much as possible. Overall refinery level is going to help with your account progression. Gives your DK a bunch of damage. Just refinery is extremely important. The longer you're outside of the 100% generation, the worse your account's going to be. Salts are used pretty much at all stages of the game, so just double check you're not at you're not running at a deficit for any salts. It's going to hurt your account in the long run. Okay, and your prints. Let's go and look at them. You have pretty good prints, not gonna lie. Yeah, I'd highly recommend just staying on focusing on atom generation. You had 2 V-Mans, right? Yeah, you had 2 V-Man. So, I mean, overall, you're doing the right thing for your characters. They're printing their class-specific resources, so good job on that. Keep them doing that. So your DK should be doing mining, your Blood Berserker should be doing fishing, your archers, or rather your Siege Raker should be doing fly prints, and mages should be doing chopping. So it looks like you're doing that. Your V-Man and Beastmaster should be doing monster materials. So you're doing a good job there. My recommendation for V-Man for the speedrun alert, I think Ice Locked has a really good guide. Someone posted in our general chat. I can link in the tips and tricks as well. But try to juice out your multi-kill. If you don't have obols for multi-kill on these characters specifically, I'd highly recommend doing that because it would give you obviously more 3D print capacity on those. Also, take off this. This is a damage reduction. So if you're doing a speedrun with this, I don't recommend doing that. But overall, I'd recommend obviously booking up these talents, getting Void Trial Rerun up to its highest capacity, Void Radius, Bossing Vein, Quad Jab, that kind of stuff, and obviously Master the System. These help you a ton. with getting a bunch of multi-kill for your account. So if you book those up, get them to a higher level, you'll have more mob respawn rate, more multi-kill, more time in your speedrun that we're able to push further worlds, unlock more portals, which feeds back into getting more talent points for your V-Man. But overall, when you reach the end of your speedrun, pop the Void Radius, go through the monsters that you're trying to 3D print, and try to 3D print them, do the sample, get high monster reprints, and try to push those Vial up to level 13. I want to say 583 is good. You can probably do a little better, or rather 204 is the base. I imagine you can probably do a little bit better with your V-Men if you invest a little more into their gear, but also more so investing into their talents. Talents are going to be really huge for V-Man speedrun. That's where the bulk of the speedrun comes from. Also, something to note, if you do want to get high multi-kill, it looks like you're kind of on the way there, but try to get the worlds up to Lava Skulls. It gives you a bunch of multi-kill, or rather base multi-kill per tier of that world. So when you go do the 3D prints, you'll have a higher print sample for the monster materials that you're trying to sample in those worlds. Shrines are overall pretty good level. Buildings, okay. These are pretty good. You're almost there getting level 49 Poisonic. So, I mean, you're pushing the tower defense towers. Good job. If that'll help you a lot. I think in your worship, you're level 140 in Clash of Cans. Overall, your levels are fantastic. I mean, keep that up. Keep leveling up your towers. Obviously, progress summoning if you can. These give you this will help boost your construction speed. Once you get here, my biggest recommendation for summoning is just spam the bottom lane. That's kind of the best strat right now. It is somewhat RNG dependent, but is the best way to progress it. Once you get construction speed, building things will not be a problem. But yeah, keep on doing what you're doing. It looks like you're progressing the World 6 skills rather nicely. Trapping, yeah. Like I said, regarding your traps, get everyone to royal traps that we are able to produce, rather have more monster, more slots to produce more critters. And Equinox, how are you doing with Equinox? So you don't have liquid vestment level 11. I highly recommend trying to do that. Looks like probably the ulti double cogs is, yeah, that's where you get the max level. So get on that grind as soon as possible. Getting level 11 liquid vestments extremely important. It'll make your Bubo active push alchemy extremely fast. So getting more liquid generation, more liquid cap will really help out with your account. It'll give you more daily gems, more daily obols you can get from alchemy. Really help your account in the long run. So definitely do that. Then we're also able to upgrade your bubbles more efficiently, upgrade everything in your account, because everything comes back to liquid generation, especially since, you know, alchemy is such a big focus of your account, so liquid vestment is one of the best things to come out of Equinox. Also, if you need classy XP, liquid vestment is extremely important for that, because you're able to get really high liquid regenerate and pump that into grind time for classy XP. So you can finish like the level 500 grinds, you know, that stuff. And if you're missing damage, try to get 100,000 ladles, obviously. Try to do that, because it'll give you a bunch more multiplicative damage. Like that's 100% multiplicative damage. You'll double your damage by unlocking this, unlocking the stream, getting texture levels, and spending those points in matching skims. That 100% multiplicative damage is extremely good. Easier said than done, but best way to increase ladle generation obviously is through base cooking efficiency. So getting the chef boots. Serrated Rex rings are technically better than chef rings because the mathematical calculation that chef rings give is a lot less skilling efficiency bonus than serrated Rex rings, so I'd still recommend equipping those over chef rings. Also, upgrading ladle stamp as well as multi-tool stamp as well increases base efficiency, which will give you more ladle generation overall, which scales with skilling efficiency. Speaking of skilling efficiency, the best way to increase that right now is probably going to be cooking. You have some meals here that are pretty easy to level up that do give you skilling efficiency. So whipped cocoa, for example. I know you're on that 100,000 ladle grind, but upgrading skilling efficiency just a little bit might help improve your overall ladle generation so you can push that dream even faster. But yeah, overall with cooking, you're kind of at a point where you get to choose whether you're focusing more on Equinox or you want to focus on upgrading some of these meals. But yeah, it's up to you. I'd recommend maybe using some of your ladles on skilling efficiency specifically because it overall feed back into getting ladle generation. And you have just about everything lab activated. I don't know if you have Dude or not. If you have Dude, just make sure all your nodes are active except the liquid one. This reduces the regen speed. Up to you whether you want to do this or not, but recommend just double checking that everything is active that needs to be active. And breeding, looks like you're progressing the territory as much as you can. Obviously, you don't have these unlocked because you're still at leaks, but as you progress World 6, you'll get more plates. You can get to Diamond Chef, and level 30 increases your meal cooking speed, which again, you're able to upgrade those meals, get more skilling efficiency, more meal cooking speed. Yeah, there's a bunch. You can get a bunch of, yeah, I mean, you can get a ton of stuff. Do you suggest using Liquid Thing active AFK when sleeping? No. When you're active AFKing, and you're not actively trying to level up grind time, turn off that node because it just like destroys your liquid regenerate. I would take it off because while you're sleeping, you want your liquids to overcap in alchemy. That way, you're able to upgrade them overnight, so you have more cap and more rates. So the only time you want that node in lab active is when you're upgrading grind time, because grind time eventually scales so high where you need that active to upgrade at any meaningful amount. Right now, it's taking me 176. I'm only able to upgrade this like 30, 40 times before I'm out of liquid. And this would multiply my capacity by 5 times. So it'd make it a lot easier to level up grind time, just generally, as opposed to having to constantly cranium cook. So, yeah. Also, for your account, I'd recommend maybe going back to doing lab. Just unlock the last chip slot here for your Beastmaster. I mean, it looks like you do have some chips left over that you could be using. You may benefit from extra damage here or the extra basic attack speed. This does factor into, I believe, fighting AFK gain rate up to a certain amount. So if you are able to equip the Choco chip while you're trying to push that portal, this might increase the amount of kills you're getting per hour. It just depends if you're already hitting that cap or not. Something to keep in the back of your mind, by the way. But overall, you're going back to Rift, like this thing right here. Overall, your skills are actually pretty good. I mean, you're hitting most of the bonuses here from Rift for skilling mastery. It looks like you're on the way getting most of your skills up to level 1000. This is the grind that I'm on right now, just getting overall account level 1000 so you get more skilling XP. I'd maybe recommend staying away from this for a little bit. I don't think you need to be skilling it as hard as you are right now. I think more of your focus is going to be on just, overall getting the resources to upgrade your bubbles, getting more 3D prints through upgrading your bubbles and alchemy, upgrading your vials, upgrading your stamps. All that should be your main focus, and try to push World 6 because as you progress more portals, you get more crop evo chance. More crop evo chance is really good, because again, that feeds back into Rift. It'll give you some skilling efficiency. It'll give you some damage. It'll give you a bunch of stuff that you could benefit from. So, I mean, maybe not focus so much on skilling, because I think every single one of your characters is like skilling right now, or most of them are like skilling. I wouldn't, if you're card farming God Shard, I wouldn't recommend really doing that. I don't think you should be at a point where you want to 2-minute claim on your archers to try to get God Shard or Marble Bars. I think your focus more so should be on trying to get as much damage to push through the portals and unlock that and get more crop evo chance through pushing portals on your characters. Okay, sailing. You have Eldritch Fury Relic. Okay, perfect. Okay, to help you a ton with pushing World 6 portals, highly, highly, highly recommend trying to unlock Eldritch Crystal Stake and Eldritch Trilobite Rock. Trilobite Rock especially, because this will give you an extra 50% multi-kill per damage tier. This is huge if you're trying to push those portals. So if you're lacking damage, obviously Crystal Stake will give you a ton of damage. This makes your main stats rather extremely more valuable when trying to get more damage. So upgrade this to Crystal Stake, upgrade this to Eldritch Crystal Stake, you'll get a ton of damage. Multi-kill per damage here through Trilobite Rock is also really huge for pushing portals, give you a ton more kills. We waste less time waiting on that portal count to go down. Socrates at Eldritch gives you some more all stats, which again feeds back to Crystal Stake, and as well as the all stat also feeds back to power of Try 1, Try 2, and Try 3, which further increases the damage for your characters. So there becomes a point late game where stats are basically all of your damage or most of your damage. So upgrading stats will give you a ton of damage overall because of Crystal Stake, because of stamps, because of power of Try 1, Try 2, and Try 3. In the Fury Relic Rating Room, Tentacle's level 190 with Fair. That's unfortunate. Also, one thing I want to check just in case. Okay, you have that talent. Good. So yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, it seems like you kind of know already what to do. Um, my biggest recommendation is to really hard focus skilling right now, and try to get higher prints and upgrade the bubbles in alchemy that do impact skilling specifically. You put a lot of focus on the purple bubble. Try to put some focus as well on the orange bubbles to increase your skilling efficiency. Get this up to 90% capacity that we have higher ore prints. Um, if you're able, you can still upgrade these up to like their like 80, 85, 90% capacity, depending where you're at. You can get a bunch of skilling bonuses here. Again, I think you've beaten purple bubbles to a horse. I think you should probably switch your focus over to orange bubbles, because I mean, you have like a 200 mil base print on oak logs, which is insanely good for someone at your level. I would probably focus over to like copper ore, that kind of stuff, to help you juice out your atoms there, because you do have a lot of warriors, if I remember correctly. You have you have 2 DK, you have 1 siege breaker, so you have 3. You have three mages. So yeah, I mean, if you focus more on orange bubbles, you can probably produce more atoms that way. Again, recommend when you're upgrading the atom collider boron bubble, boron atom collider thing. When you're upgrading this, just make sure you have enough atoms to not only upgrade your bubbles in alchemy, to make sure you have enough atoms to upgrade your bubbles in alchemy, then also have enough atoms to upgrade boron and go back to alchemy and upgrade more bubbles. So when you upgrade this bubble, upgrade this particle, you'll get an extra 30 clicks. So it won't give you 30 extra clicks, it'll reset back to 30. So use your 28, or rather 38 that you have right now, then upgrade this, then go back to alchemy and upgrade the 40 or so that you get once you upgrade it. It'll give you a ton of extra, skilling efficiency, a ton of extra damage, whatever you're trying to focus on in alchemy right now. Again, skilling should be your main focus, because atom collider really depends, or rather your alchemy really depends on boron, and boron will give you just about everything you need in alchemy. So just make sure you max this out as soon as possible. Upgrade your alchemy, focus on skilling efficiency, specifically get enough atom generation to be able to upgrade this, and then your account will be fine from there. Once you kind of get enough atom generation to max out boron, upgrade those skilling bubbles, go back, start upgrading damage overall. That'll help you a ton. Also, once you transition from focusing purple over to orange, you have the choice of focusing on green, or you can go and focus on the bubble right here, Big P. Big P will make it so the minor link bonus that you have in Divinity is even higher, the display bonus. So if you have Doot, this will make the AFK gain you get for all characters from the Goat God even higher. So upgrading this bubble will give you more AFK gain rate. It'll give you more skilling efficiency. It'll give you a ton of stuff that you're able to do to really juice out your account. So Big P is really underlooked and undervalued, but it's extremely good for your account because it gives you a higher God passive bonus. Really, really good for skilling efficiency, rather AFK gain rate for skills. And yeah, I mean, I think that's really it. I don't have much else to talk about. I think, like most people, your big focus right now is going to be skilling, upgrading overall your tools to get you more base stat for your characters, and if you are able to, try to kill Nightmare Cattlecrock on your characters, unlock that achievement, and try to get the Divine Scarf. Obviously, it'll give you 25% all AFK gain rate. If you have the chip in lab to double that, it'll give you 50%. It'll give you a huge skilling bonus to give you even more prints for your characters. So something to look at as well. If you are able to kill Nightmare Cattlecrock on all 10 of your characters, it really help out your account in getting AFK gain rate, getting your prints up, which again feeds back to Atom Collider, which again feeds back over to Alchemy, getting you more skilling efficiency, giving more damage. So yeah, those are the big things you should focus on right now, as most people are in World 6. Skilling. Absolutely. Just like the video I uploaded yesterday, skilling is extremely important for you. So hopefully that helps. Again, if you have any general questions, reach out to us in the Discord. Pretty much everyone in the Idleon chat is really active and really helpful. Shout out to you guys in the chat, especially Niyoshi and Tony. You guys have been really good in the tips and tricks. Really appreciate every single one of you, though. Again, thank you guys for the I lost my train of thought. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Have a great day.